and the contract price of this project is 64,522 pesos and 78 centavos. So this is similar to the contract of the project to be bid, and it is also more than 50% of the ABC, so it is responsive. For the audited financial statement, the submitted AFS is for 2019-2020, and it is stamped received by the BIR on 11 May 2021, so it is responsive. For bidders' computation of net financial capacity, the submitted NFCC in the amount of 2,989,952,262 pesos and 4 centavos is responsive. It is more than the ABC of the project. So joint venture is not applicable in this particular case. Technical documents, bid security, they submitted a bid securing declaration which is duly notarized, so it is responsive. Organizational chart, they also submitted an org chart which met the minimum required technical personnel, so it is responsive. For the list of contractors personnel, they also submitted the list of personnel which met the minimum required criteria as per invitation to bid, so it is responsive. For list of contractors equipment, the submitted equipment also met the minimum criteria or requirement for the project, so it is responsive. Omnibus sworn statement, they submitted a duly notarized omnibus sworn statement, so it is responsive. Certificate of site inspection. The certificate of site inspection was issued to Mr. Michael Wahing and issued by the airport manager of the Antique Airport, Mr. Juanito Tanchico. So it is responsive. Photocopy of the company ID, they submitted a company ID of Mr. Wahing. So it is responsive. Photocopy of airport visitor's logbook. They attached the visitor's logbook of CAAP to the entry name of Mr. Wahing. So it is responsive. No bid bulletin for this particular project. For the second envelope, financial bid form, the offered bid is 64,733,032 pesos and 22 centavos. However, the calculated bid is in the amount of 64,675 pesos, 790 pesos and 42 centavos. So a difference from the ABC of 31,000. Sir, we will just recalculate this. Sorry. So for the bill of quantities, the bill of quantities is in accordance with the Philippine bidding form, so it is responsive. The bid proposal is also in accordance with the bidding form, so it is responsive. The detailed estimates, it is in accordance with the bidding form, so it is also responsive. Summary sheet indicating materials, labor rates, and equipment rates, they're all in accordance with the bidding form, so it is responsive. Cash flow by quarter is also responsive, as it is in accordance with the bidding form. So they submitted the post-qualification documents containing, number one, the latest income tax and business tax returns. So they submitted the BIR document, business tax for the period December 2020. It is responsive. And for the other licenses, they submitted and we also validated a copy of the PhilJEPS registration, renewed pickup license, SEC registration, mayor's permit, and tax clearance. So it is responsive. Latest audited financial statement. The submission is for fiscal year 2019-2020, so it is responsive. And the key personnel, all the licenses and accreditations were also submitted, and we validated it, and it is all responsive. So for our major findings for the statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, MR Vargas Construction Corporation only indicated one project in the submitted technical document. However, during our post-qualification visit, we visited the office of MR Vargas in Aliaga, Nueva Ecija. And we found out that MR Vargas Construction has other ongoing projects that are not included in the submitted list of all ongoing projects. Projects in DPWH, National Irrigation, and the National Housing Authority. So we verified with the DPWH, and MR Vargas Construction Corporation has an ongoing project with the following details. So this particular project I highlighted is not included in the project listed in the submitted ongoing government and project contracts. So here are the details. So the construction of two-story multipurpose building and gymnasium in Quezon City in the amount of 29,615,609 pesos and 45 centavos. So we verified this and with DPWH, and this is still an ongoing project, and it is also indicated in the website of the DPWH that this project is still an ongoing project for MR Vargas Construction Corporation. So we also cited here Non-Policy Matter 006-2018, which clearly provides, which expressly provides that failure to declare an ongoing government and private contract, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, is a ground for disqualification. These contracts, as reflected in the statement of all ongoing contracts, are vital to the computation of the net financial contracting capacity of the bidder, as they are necessary information during post-qualification stage to verify, validate, and ascertain the technical qualification of the lowest calculated bidder for the ultimate determination whether the lowest calculated and whether it is the lowest calculated responsive bidder. And also, Mr. Chair, the failure of MR Vargas to indicate the non-disclosure of other projects, it will also be difficult for the technical working group or for the BAC to determine whether they have negative slippages in other projects. So with that findings, Mr. Chair, the technical working group hereby recommends that number one, Ms. MR Vargas Construction Corporation be post disqualified for non-disclosure of all its ongoing projects. And number two, that the second lowest calculated bidder, which in this case is GA Flores Construction Incorporated, to undergo post-qualification process for consideration and approval of the board of the Bids and Awards Committee. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for the presentation, Attorney Frank. So this is the post-qualification report already. For first ba to? MR Vargas, sila yung lowest, no?
Sila yung lowest, sir.
So they underwent. So based on the evaluation, they did not meet the qualifications. And the recommendation now is for the post-disqualification so that we can move forward for the evaluation of the second lowest calculated bidder, which in this case is GA Flores Construction. Sige, do we have any comments or queries from the members? If there's none, maybe we can have a motion, please. Members?
To the chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, Ma'am Diane. Go ahead, please.
I'd like to move for the adoption of the recommendation of the technical working group for the post-disqualification of MR Vargas for non-disclosure of all its ongoing projects, and for GA Flores Construction Incorporated to undergo post-qual process.
Thank you, Ma'am Diane. Is there any second?
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Sir Ken. There being a motion duly seconded, let the recommendation of the TWG for first for the post disqualification of MR Vargas Construction Corporation is hereby adopted, and secondly, for the conduct of post qualification process for the second lowest calculated bidder, which is GA Flores Construction Incorporated, is also likewise adopted. So let's proceed, please, with the necessary notifications and submission of the requirements from the second lowest bidder. Thank you, Attorney Frank.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, with that, let's proceed to the last item in the agenda for this morning, which is the TWG presentation on the justification on the delay of the bid evaluation report presentation for the Zamboanga International Airport Development Project. Are we ready to present this?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Captain Don is not here though. Let me just quickly check if he's not preoccupied. Maybe he can join. Hold on. Video.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
So this is, Mr. Chair, the compliance or the delay in the bid evaluation, the presentation of the bid evaluation report for the Zamboanga Air. Here under explanation of the perceived delay in the completion of the bid evaluation and the presentation of the report for the Zamboanga Airport Development Project.